Yeah, Scott Cepicky's around with us. He's talking education and the like. What's going on?
I'll be exciting about education today.
All right, so here's what I got from Sally. And I was telling Scott a little about this. Sally, I hope you're still listening. Sally, I'm going to share your thoughts with our good friend Scott Cepicky, with Scott Cepicky sitting here. This is like mean tweets.
Okay.
You know, the concept of, making people read mean tweets that are about them.
I am rubber and you are glue.
Uh-huh. So Sally writes in, when I said in the first hour, said, hey, Representative, I didn't say what you're talking about. I maybe mentioned Linda McMahon in town, but it's like, hey, Scott Cepicky's coming by. Sally, quote, you're killing me, brother. It's summertime. Schools are out. Have Scott talk about something else, anything else, LOL. I said, hey, the Secretary of Education is in town. Plus, we'll probably talk protests. Sally responds, yeah, but I know once Scott gets on education, he's like a pit bull on a chihuahua. I think she's got you paid. I think that's true.
Spot on, Sally. Spot on.
And then Sally went on to tell me what she thought the Metro Nashville Police Department is going to do in anticipation of the protest on Friday, which are they're going to charge their cell phones so they can call Mayor Freddie O'Connell with ICE information so that Freddie can have all of that information to do with what he will.
Touche, Sally.
Well, we do have some education. I know it's summertime.
We do.
And we won't belabor it. But the Secretary of Education was in town.
She was. Secretary McMahon came in town with her deputy, Penny Schwinn, to be, hopefully, maybe. We'll see.
I mean, so is that... So I'm a little confused. Penny Schwinn's not been confirmed yet?
Not confirmed yet.
And you say hopefully?
That's what she said.
That's what the Secretary said?
That's what the Secretary said.
Okay. So they apparently... I mean, look...
Insert golf clap.
I'm not casting aspersions, as I am wont to say. I say that a lot, I'm told. But I suppose that maybe there's a different perspective on Penny Schwinn than maybe we had when she was overseeing education in the state of Tennessee.
Well, we had very known differences of opinion on how we were going to handle COVID in education. That one of the things that she proposed was doing the well-being child checks, going into people's homes and knocking on the door and saying, Matt, I'm here to talk to your children without you being present. And we explained to her that this is Tennessee and that's not going to happen ever. And so we had some differing of opinions. She did push phonics in early education, and that was a very big bill that we got passed. But I'll leave it at that. But to help Sally out here, Linda McMahon came in town. She did talk about education. She talked about she was very pleased with the state of Tennessee passing school choice. She saw the overwhelming support that we got from the people applying for it, 20,000 scholarships, 38,000 applications. She said that was very encouraging. She did like our funding model for it, and she has expressed that she's going to share that with other states that she goes to visit. She was very happy with our charter schools on how they're doing and how we are working to provide better opportunities. Had some conversations about charter schools, about maybe creating charter schools with a emphasis, either like on the arts or maybe through technical charter schools. The kids would go to school in the morning for their normal core work. They would go to lunch, and they would go to either the arts or their technical side in the afternoon. And then the big question we asked was about the sunsetting or the dismantling of the Department of Education.
I mean, that's that's kind of the elephant in the room.
And she said that she was told by President Trump that is her job, to dismantle it to every part she can, to the point where the money is still coming to Tennessee, but it's coming without any type of strings attached to it, that we can get more creative in classroom.
Pretend that I'm an alien from Planet Murphy, and most people think that I am. And I'm coming into the state of Tennessee, and I don't understand how education works across the United States of America. What does the Federal Department of Education currently do?
Well, it's a pass-through from the money that we send them to begin with from taxes, and they allocate a certain amount of money back to us based off of population and other metrics. They help fund special education. They help fund IDEA. Those are kids that have some learning disabilities. The U.S. Department of Agriculture funds our free and reduced lunches to a huge degree. Roughly, we receive out of about $11 to $12 billion budget. We get about $3.5 billion from the federal government. And so as long as that money would continue to flow to us, Matt, then all of those strings that are attached on how we have to do special ed, how we have to do our classrooms, what kind of food we have to serve our kids. Mm-hmm. Do you know we waste over $300 million a year in food in our public schools? Because it's food the kids don't want to eat. Now, it might be healthy for them, but they don't want to eat it. And so
remember that rectangular pizza?
Man, that's awesome.
Good. It was so good.
And
Pizza Day was a big day.
And fish on Fridays.
Oh, yeah, fish on Friday?
Fish on Friday.
Y'all had fish on Fridays?
Yeah.
I don't remember having specifically fish. Maybe we did.
St. Louis. North.
Like a Catholic thing?
Catholic.
Yeah. Maybe so.
But,
I just remember chocolate milk was on Fridays.
But it was a big deal. It was a very
regular milk every other day, which I thought was stupid.
Yeah.
Chocolate milk on Fridays, big time.
Well, now chocolate milk is served all the time because of the educational benefits to it, believe it or not.
That's why we're fatties. Right?
No.
I mean, what?
No, it's because we're sitting at our desks all day
Why don't
long.
you people pass some sort of law requiring recess or something?
You know what?
It's a good idea, isn't it?
We did.
Did you?
I carried the bill. You know that. You're being facetious with me. That's our word of the day for education.
So it seems to me that the Department of Education, the federal Department of Education, is there for free money. And I say free money on purpose because I think they spend more than they're spending more at the federal level, obviously, than we bring in or that the states ultimately send them.
Yeah, there's a lot of overhead there.
And then they just pass a lot of regulatory control items that they force the states into.
Everything that they do at the federal level in keeping track of the money and the reporting mechanisms, we could all do at the state level.
Right.
And probably do it a lot more efficient.
And one would suggest, and I would be one of those that would suggest, I think you agree with this, that the states ought to be making all of those other decisions on their own.
Yes.
And it's not as if the argument was always, well, what happens if Matt and Erica move to, Minnesota and their kids will be I mean, it's foolish.
No, it's not true.
The standards are so similar state to state. It's not going to happen.
When you look at K through 8 education, it's a systematic building block, right? Year after year after year. You're not going to teach algebra in first grade.
Right.
You're going to teach the basics in K1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to start to sprinkle in some more advanced. It's all building blocks. Now, high school could be a little different because that's where you're getting into the electives and things like that.
Right.
Career technical. But the building blocks of education is what we've got to get down in Tennessee, and we're doing a very good job. I talked to you. I know you're getting ready to go in for your surgery here, and hopefully when you get back, we'll have our TCAP results. We're hearing very good things from the district. So
I don't need bad news after surgery, Scott.
I'll give you good news. Gavin Newsom's been removed from office.
Oh, well, that would be good news.
It'd be great news.
Man, oh, man.
Along with Maxine Waters.
Out for a week and come back for that. Are you hopeful that our scores are going up?
Yes. I think we're going to see a very good improvement. This is the first year that we have kids taking the third grade TCAP that were not affected by COVID. So we've had 2 years of the intervention, 2 years of the summer school, 2 years of the tutoring. We're looking for very good improvement. We should see it there. And by the way, if I can,
go ahead.
About the things with the protests and stuff going on here in Tennessee potentially, we've already passed numerous laws on that to prevent that, the blocking of the roads and things like that.
Yeah, I want to get into that with you.
That's fine.
But I wasn't rushing the education talk.
Well, I'm trying to be respectful of Sally.
I appreciate you considering Sally's, listening habits and participation in the show. But Jeff has a question about TSSAA.
Oh.
Hello, Jeff.
How you doing, Matt?
I'm great, man.
I was going to tell Mr. Cepicky, I know him and the state legislature wanted to run TLSAA, but I know they passed the transfer rule. I don't know if y'all approve of it or not, but I think they can run that organization themselves. They don't need y'all helping them. When you pass laws for recess and all this other mess, that means you ain't got nothing else to do. Y'all need to get stuff to do, stuff in this state that's important instead of recess. And like I say, he's already announced today that after this hurricane season, FEMA will be done. So when Tennessee gets a disaster, we ain't got no money to get these people out. But we come to you, Dave, and get some of your check.
Hey, Jeff.
Right?
Jeff, can we talk for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So what, to your understanding, does the recess bill do?
Well, I mean, as far as I know, the legislature wanted to take over TLSAA on this transfer rule. They passed one yesterday.
No, Jeff. You're talking about transfers? I'm talking about the recess bill that you referenced in your call.
Yeah, the big deal.
You said no. You mentioned the recess bill. You said they don't have anything better to do, so they're I'm asking a specific way. You brought it up. What does the recess bill do?
It probably, I guess it gives 25 minutes of recess. We don't need that. Teachers can do what they want to do. We don't need a recess bill. Telling kids to go outside and play. That's dumb, stupid. I mean, that's just stupid. Mm-hmm. That's just dumb. That's like.
So you think each teacher individual? So you're saying that? Hold on, Jeff. I'm listening to you. This is your time. I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. Okay. So what you just said was, each teacher should decide when the kids go outside and play.
Yes, that's what was when I was in school. Why could we change it?
So Jeff, when were you in school?
Let's see. I graduated high school in 1989.
Okay, so and where did you graduate from high school?
Riverdale High School.
Riverdale High School. So at Riverdale High School, the teachers decided when you went outside to play.
Well, I mean, I guess that. But I mean,
no, Jeff. You said that's what
elementary and middle school.
Okay, fine. In 1984, wherever you went to elementary, you're saying the teachers, individual teachers, decided when you went outside to play.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You're elementary school too.
Jeff.
Yes.
You're either dumb or lying.
Well, yes, they decided. Yes.
No, Jeff. The teachers. Jeff. Listen to what you're saying. Listen to yourself. I'm not trying to argue with you, man. Just listen to yourself. You're saying that at any elementary school, of the 40 teachers that were at the elementary school, okay, that each teacher just randomly decided when the kids could go outside to play.
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes.
Jeff.
They did, yes.
Jeff.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't know when you went to school in 1910, but that's when I went to school. They decided.
So the teachers, not the principals.
No.
Not the superintendents.
Oh, the teachers.
The teachers decided.
That's right. You darn right.
Okay, Jeff. All right, Jeff.
Right.
Okay. Hey, Scott wants. Oh, he hung up. I'm sorry. I made him mad.
So Jeff's probably still listening to us.
I hope he is.
And I'll be very brief. But on the whole TSSAA, that was a bill that we ran, just requiring that they had to have a one-time transfer for our high school athletes. That's all, just one-time transfer.
Yeah.
TSSAA has been kicking that can down the road for over 4 years. When the General Assembly, myself and Senator Lowe, ran a bill requiring it, within 2 months, guess what they did? They passed a one-time transfer bill.
Huh.
That's what they did. So sometimes, as a legislator, you have to make it known of what the wishes are of the General Assembly. And then that board complied. And now they have some nuances to it that we still don't like, and I think we're going to work through that. But if TSSAA can run it efficiently, then they continue to run it. But if they can't, and the General Assembly deems that we could do it better, we'll do it better.
So, and just to clean up the other side of this, your recess bill just required that school systems
in elementary
school give a certain amount of recess.
From 15 minutes to 40 minutes. And there is a plethora of data, Jeff, that will show you that getting kids outside have physical benefits, mental benefits, benefits in the classroom, benefits academically. And by the way, when he went to school back then, I guarantee a recess was an hour.
No, and
teachers don't determine it.
And Jeff, I'm not trying. You're being silly.
Right.
The individual teachers don't just randomly decide,
No.
Hey kids, it's 11. Let's go to recess.
No, they don't. It's all structured.
There's a system. And if you want to get that system back to the local level, that's fine. What Scott and others are saying, and by the way, it's been widely praised by parents that talk to this radio show, that the kids in elementary school, particularly the boys, they need to burn off energy with unstructured play, and 40 minutes of energetic play at recess is going to be very beneficial when they get back in the classroom.
2 bills we passed this year in education that were extremely popular was 1, the cell phone ban during instructional time, and number 2, the recess bill.
And Stephen, now I'm getting people, he's right, the teacher could call recess within the schedule per class. And I defy you, that is not, no teacher could determine that the kids get to go outside and play at any point in. Just stop this nonsense. This is nonsense, and I'm not going to entertain it. Teachers did not, independent of the principal of a school, decide that their kids could go on the playground whenever they wanted them to go on the playground and just run around and play. Not at least in the last 40 years. No. Unless I'm missing something, and I don't think I am. 0036 says, yeah, bring back the merry-go-round. That'll sort things out.
Build character.
I don't think it'll hurt. I don't necessarily think that it's the answer to all of our issues, but maybe it's the answer to one or two of them. Are you concerned about this weekend, not just in the state of Tennessee, but even more broadly across the United States as we watch some of these activities that we see in L.A. and a few other large communities kind of spreading?
Well, yeah, I'm very concerned for just the normal citizens of California trying to live their everyday life. You're seeing where they're blocking the interstate, where they're blocking roadways, where they're prohibiting people from just living their lives. You want to protest all you want, but don't drag innocent people into your protest. Like I said to you, we've been very deliberate on that in Tennessee. You block a road, you're going to jail. Mm-hmm. You throw something at a police officer, you're going to jail. Right? It's very, very plain and simple here in Tennessee. We're not putting up with that. You can protest all you want, and there's ways to protest. But what you're seeing in California, no, that's not protesting.
And so when we hear about this Abrego Garcia deal down at the federal courthouse Friday morning, I don't understand it. I don't pretend to understand it. But, I guess in the United States of America, you get to be an idiot if you want to be an idiot. But they are protesting in support of Abrego Garcia somehow.
A human trafficker.
Right. And who's an alleged wife beater, too, by the way.
Right. You're here in support of a man, arguably, that is trafficking young boys and girls.
Right.
In the sex trades.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know what.
What?
I don't know what.
What? I mean, how far have we slipped as a society that we're standing behind this person?
Well, I think some people are just mad. They're just mad. And I don't know that they even think it through. I think they're mad at Donald Trump. They're mad that he's president. They're mad that other people have differences of opinion than them.
I guess.
And they're just lashing out.
You can protest, right? You can say, I want to stand with this man, and you can try to defend him. But it doesn't make it right.
I'd agree.
Doesn't make it right.
Kathy's got a question for you, Scott Cepicky in Madison. Hey, Kathy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Just great. What's on your mind?
Well, I had a question about the two of the bills that you guys passed, they're both great bills. The recess bill and the cell phone bill, which the kids are not allowed to have the cell phones during class time. Mm-hmm. So my question is, are they allowed to have their phones during recess?
According to the bill that we have, yes. Now, the bill allows your school districts to impose more restrictions on cell phones if they so desire. Warren County has a policy that they're bell to bell, Matt. Mm-hmm. Bell to bell. You cannot have a cell phone on your person, bell to bell.
I kind of feel like the recess bill is not going to do any good if they can have their phones. Because if they can have their phones, then they're not going to be running around. They're going to be sitting somewhere looking at their phone.
Now, remember, most of this applies to K through 4.
This is 9-year-olds.
9-year-olds. 5, 6,
yeah,
7, 8.
there's a lot of 9-year-olds. There's a lot of kids that age that have phones.
That's a parent problem.
Well, you're right. Yeah. You're right. It's a possibility. But my gut feeling is if I put a bunch of 9-year-olds outside on a sunny day, I think the last thing they're going to be wanting to do is get on their phone when everybody else is running around playing. But we'll see. You're right. I mean, it could happen. You're right. But that's individual districts.
The bottom line would be there, Kathy, that if the specific school district sees that is a problem that exists in their individual district, they have the ability to further the restriction on cell phone use.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I understand it. I'm not that close to it to know when cell phone obsession starts with kids.
We just have seen that when you take those young kids and take them out of the classroom environment and put them outside to play, and once the teacher says, this is your free time to play, it all normally just takes place.
And it kind of takes care of itself.
Right.
Mike's in Old Hickory with a thought on the riots and the possibility of something going down in Nashville. What's up, Mike?
How you doing?
Good, Mike.
I'm coming from an older generation than you guys, I just want to ask you guys a question.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Mike. You're older than Cepicky?
Well, I'm 72. Wow. I'm pretty old.
You got me.
I'm picking on Cepicky, not you, Mike. I didn't.
Well, I'm pretty old, and I remember things. And I remember we're talking about protests. And right here in Nashville, we had a big protest. I think it was back in the late 80s or early 90s. It was called the horn blowing protest against the state income tax. Mm-hmm. And if you pull that up, we had a state senator. His name was Bob Rochelle, a so-called Republican, who was trying to ram through the state income tax at a high rate, by the way. Mm-hmm. And Phil Valentine, and he was a radio host back then. Sure. I don't know if you remember him, Matt,
sure.
But he was a great guy right here in Nashville. He got the organization that we're going to go protest this. And you know what we did? We got in our cars. He said, let's just go down and horn blow around the Capitol. And we all did that. Truckers, people in the cars, whatever. And we just circled the Capitol. We didn't burn anything down, throw rocks, burn police cars, turn them over. We didn't do any of that. And it was on a Friday afternoon when Bob Rochelle was trying to ram through the state income tax.
And it worked too, didn't it?
Well, it worked because today we don't have a state income tax.
Correct. And
guess what? We didn't burn our Capitol down. And so what I'm afraid of now, Matt, is that Gavin Newsom is calling out, and I think Gavin Newsom is a terrorist. He's now calling out, let's attack every major city, burn them down. And he's a Democrat. And so we got to stop this. I hope the state of Tennessee, the mayor of Nashville, who's a blue Democrat,
yes,
I think he's going to allow this. What is Bill Lee going to do?
Well, hopefully the governor, and thank you, Mike, for the call, and the Tennessee Highway Patrol and the other state-based authorities are watching the situation very closely. They're going to give the Metro Nashville Police Department the opportunity to handle the situation. And if it comes time that they believe that things are getting out of control or they need assistance, I'm certain that they will be there to offer their assistance.
You'll have Homeland Security ready to go, ICE, you'll have TBI ready to go, and you'll have the State Patrol.
Yep. And we obviously at Super Talk 99.7 WTN, we're obviously intimately familiar with Phil Valentine and his presence in the afternoon for years and years and years, and the involvement that he had, the orchestration that he had in pushing back against the proposal for a state income tax. And these are stories that I never get tired of hearing because Phil was so influential in that regard. I never get tired of hearing about Scott Cepicky's exploits in the state of Tennessee either. How's the hay, by the way? You doing all right, Dan?
Very good. We got hay. We got to cut still hay that's already round baled. And
have you? By the way, I know that it's not in your neck of the woods, but have you looked at this TVA Cheatham County stuff at all?
A little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. We're having the dam down in Murray County,
right?
Trying to figure out how we're going to solve water. Water's going to become a big issue. It's going to become a big issue.
We had Jason Gillum on, and I know you know Jason.
Sure.
And he says he thinks a lot of you. I know we ran against you several years ago, but he said, oh, look, I love Scott. I think a lot of Scott. And obviously they are advocating that this is the best, not the only, but the best solution. And he kind of laid that out. Have you kind of settled on what you think to be the best solution, or are you kind of absorbing the various options?
Well, I'm trying to get all the data I can before I formulate an opinion. I think we've got to work with the Corps of Engineers. We got to work with TVA. You're going to have to work with the environmentalists. They're going to try to have a say in this.
I mean, they're the ones that clogged it up last time around, right?
Correct.
The snail darter or whatever the heck it was.
Whatever it is, the mussels, whatever it is. And so, you got to figure out, okay, what is the long-term solution? Because your municipalities and your county commissions across Middle Tennessee, and you've been here a while, right? They're not saying no. So building keeps happening. More homes, more miles, more
water usage.
More water usage. And so if we're going to continue it on this pathway, We're going to have to find something that becomes more of a permanent solution. We can't have something that's a 5 or 10 year fix because we're just going to keep saying yes through it. And so I think we're going to be in for a long haul here with data, trying to figure out what's the best solution, not only for Southern Middle Tennessee, Murray County issues, but issues across the whole state.
We'll continue that discussion next time around. Thank you for being on with us.
A pleasure, buddy.
There's Representative Scott Cepicky joining us.